having people use Signal? Are you going to keep doing these chats on Signal text message threads? And Bondi's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yet to see him do anything mean or anything that is wrong, that I would say morally wrong.
What happens when your propaganda network can't hide the truth anymore? Fox News is about to show us. Their recent coverage has gone from Trump is America's savior to please sir, could you maybe try being slightly less unhinged on camera? In today's video, I'll show you exactly how Fox News is covering for Trump's failures, including their bizarre fixation on Social Security website crashes while ignoring the fact that Trump wants to gut the entire program.
Isn't it so obvious that they want to get rid of Social Security? I mean, Elon's called it a Ponzi scheme.
It's like complaining about a paper cut while someone's setting your house on fire. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember the good old days when Fox News and Trump were practically married? It was like watching the weirdest reality TV romance ever, where one partner just couldn't stop gushing about how amazing the other one was. Sean Hannity might as well have had Trump tattooed across his forehead. Every night was basically The Trump Show, starring the Fox News hosts as his personal cheerleaders. For years, Fox News treated Trump like he was some kind of superhero sent from heaven to save America from the evil Democrats. They built him up as this perfect president who could do no wrong. Laura Ingraham would look into the camera with those intense eyes of hers and tell viewers that Trump was restoring America's greatness, while the scary liberals were trying to destroy the country. It wasn't just news coverage, it was a full-blown worship service. Remember when Trump suggested that injecting disinfectant might be a good way to treat COVID? Normal news networks were like, that's dangerous and crazy. But Fox? They twisted themselves into human pretzels trying to explain that he was just thinking out loud, or being sarcastic, or that actually, if you really think about it, maybe bleach inside your veins isn't such a crazy idea after all. Tucker Carlson would put on that confused puppy face of his and ask why the liberal media was so obsessed with Trump's words instead of his actions, as if suggesting people inject cleaning products wasn't concerning enough. The Fox-Trump love affair was so intense that whenever Trump said something ridiculous, they'd immediately jump to his defense. Like when he claimed windmills cause cancer, or that he had the biggest inauguration crowd ever, or that he won the election he clearly lost. Sean Hannity would nod along like Trump was dropping the wisest words since Einstein, his face all serious as he told viewers that Trump was just misunderstood by the fake news media. And heaven forbid you criticize their golden boy. If you dared to question anything about Trump, Fox hosts would immediately label you as part of the deep state, or an enemy of the people. Jeanine Pirro would practically leap through the screen, eyes bulging, to scream about how critics were traitors who hated America. They created this alternate universe where criticizing Trump meant you were practically a communist spy trying to destroy democracy. The double standards were absolutely mind-blowing. Trump could be caught in the middle of a major scandal, like, say, being recorded saying he grabs women, or secretly paying hush money to a porn star, or asking Ukraine to dig up dirt on Biden, and Fox would either ignore it completely or spend 5 minutes on it before pivoting to a breaking news alert about Biden eating ice cream. What flavor did he choose? Is this proof he's unfit for office? Our panel discusses after the break. And let's not forget how they'd run defense for his legal troubles. Whenever Trump faced any legal issues, Fox would immediately attack the prosecutors, judges, and witnesses.
You know, these judges are taking personal attacks too at many of the cabinet secretaries and these judges across the country. And again, they think they have authority.
They dig up some random tweet from 2012 where a prosecutor once said they voted Democrat, and suddenly it was all a witch hunt orchestrated by the radical left. They'd have these panels of legal experts who would explain why actually Trump was the victim here, and how pursuing charges against him was basically the end of democracy as we know it. The funniest part was watching Fox hosts try to explain Trump's most bonkers statements, when he'd go off on those rambling tangents about how toilets don't flush properly anymore, or how the noise from windmills causes cancer. You could almost see the panic in their eyes as they tried to figure out how to spin it. What the president is really saying here is, became their favorite phrase, followed by something Trump definitely wasn't saying. But here's where things get interesting. Now that Trump's campaign is stumbling, his legal troubles are mounting, and his public appearances are getting weirder, Fox News is starting to sweat. Their ratings depend on backing a winner, not a loser. Suddenly, they're bringing in new faces to defend him, running fewer clips of his rally rants, and occasionally, just occasionally, allowing a tiny bit of criticism to slip through. You know things are looking really bad when Fox News has to call in their emergency Trump rescue squad. Remember how they used to let Trump ramble for hours unchallenged? Well, now they've upgraded to what I call the billionaire and the bootlicker show, a bizarre spectacle where Elon Musk and Kevin McCarthy take turns telling viewers that everything is actually awesome in Trump land, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. Fox's latest strategy is painfully transparent. They're desperately trying to rehab Trump's increasingly problematic image by wheeling out friendly faces who will say literally anything to make him look good. And boy, did they find a couple of doozies in Elon Musk and former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. These guys aren't just drinking the Kool-Aid, they're swimming in it. Let's take a minute to appreciate the sheer absurdity of Elon Musk's recent appearance on Brett Byers' show. The billionaire space enthusiast with a completely straight face told viewers that Trump is a good man and honest.
I think the president is a good man. I think he is an honest man.
But wait, it gets better. Musk went on to claim, "I have yet to see him do anything mean or anything that is wrong."
Yet to see him do anything mean or anything that is wrong, that I would say morally wrong.
I don't know what planet Musk has been living on, probably plotting his Mars colony, but it certainly isn't Earth where the rest of us have watched Trump's behavior for decades. This is gaslighting at its finest, folks. Fox is parading around a billionaire with his own political agenda to tell viewers not to believe their lying eyes. Musk's claim that Trump has never done anything mean is like claiming that sharks are just misunderstood huggers, or that hurricanes are gentle summer breezes. It's so disconnected from reality that you have to wonder if Musk's Tesla autopilot has taken over his brain.
Then asks Elon Musk, "What do you want people to know about Donald Trump?" And Musk's like, "That he's great. He's never mean."
And then we have Kevin McCarthy, Trump's former congressional yes man, showing up on Fox to push perhaps the strangest narrative yet. According to McCarthy, the world is actually jealous of what's happening in America right now.
Whenever he travels the world, all he hears from people is how jealous they are of what's happening in the United States. Play this clip.
Yes, you heard that right. McCarthy looked into the camera and declared, "I'm telling you, when I travel the world, they're jealous of what's happening."
You've got to have a great disruptor in President Trump, that he has the will to go through it. I'm telling you, when I travel the world, they're jealous of what's happening.
Oh, of course, but
jealous of what exactly? Our political chaos? Our former president facing 91 felony counts? The fact that half the country thinks the other half is trying to destroy America? This global jealousy talking point is like claiming other countries are envious of someone having a 5-alarm dumpster fire in their backyard. It's not jealousy, Kevin. It's horrified fascination. The same way people slow down to look at car wrecks on the highway. What's particularly telling about these Fox interviews is how they're carefully constructed to avoid any actual substance. Brett Byers' interview with Musk was a masterclass in softball questions with zero challenging follow-ups. When Musk made his outlandish claim about Trump never doing anything mean, there was no, "Really? What about insert any of thousands of examples?" Instead, it was just nod and move on to the next friendly question. These segments aren't journalism, they're damage control infomercials. Fox strategically places these interviews to counter the tsunami of negative news about Trump's latest meltdowns or legal troubles. It's no coincidence that when Trump is having a particularly bad news cycle, suddenly Elon Musk pops up to tell us what a saint he is.
Well, it ain't looking good for you, Fox. State regime media. Pretty embarrassing stuff that you're spewing.
The contrast between how Fox treats these Trump allies versus Democratic guests is stark. Trump's friends get the red carpet treatment, comfy chairs, friendly smiles, and questions so soft you could use them as pillows. Democratic guests, meanwhile, face rapid-fire interruptions, hostile questioning, and constant demands to defend statements made by other Democrats they've probably never even met. Fox's strategy is clear. Avoid discussing Trump's actual policy failures or mounting legal troubles at all costs. Instead, focus on character testimonials from his wealthy friends. This approach allows them to sidestep concrete issues like Trump's criminal indictments, failed policies, or his increasingly erratic public appearances. They're keeping the conversation in the realm of opinion. Elon thinks Trump is nice, rather than dealing with inconvenient facts. When you step back, it's almost sad to watch. The network that once proudly declared itself fair and balanced has been reduced to airing celebrity endorsements of a man facing unprecedented legal challenges. It's like watching a once respected restaurant desperately trying to stay in business by hiring clowns to distract customers from the declining food quality. When the celebrity parade fizzles out, Fox News puts on its legal drama, starring attorneys who apparently skipped the ethics portion of law school. You'd think a network with news in its name might care about factual accuracy, but their legal experts make arguments that would get laughed out of any real courtroom faster than a drunk guy in a Batman costume. Take the Signal app saga. Remember how Fox spent 4 years having an absolute meltdown over Hillary Clinton's emails? Well, now they've got Pam Bondi on Laura Ingraham's show, declaring with a straight face that Signal, a messaging app Trump's own security team warned about, is a very safe way to communicate.
Having people use Signal? Are you going to keep doing these chats on Signal text message threads? And Bondi's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
During that remarkable interview, Bondi casually dismissed serious security concerns, telling viewers, "I don't think foreign adversaries are able to hack Signal as far as I know." That's quite the bold statement considering Trump's own national security team had explicitly warned that Signal can easily be hacked by foreign adversaries.
Said that Signal can easily be hacked by foreign adversaries. This is not secure.
But hey, who needs actual security expertise when you've got blind loyalty? This is the legal equivalent of insisting your client couldn't possibly have robbed the bank because he was busy setting it on fire. It's gaslighting with a law degree, and Fox serves it up with a side of righteous indignation because how dare anyone question the former president's communication methods? It's almost like they forgot their years-long obsession with proper handling of classified information. The hypocrisy meter doesn't just break, it explodes, scattering pieces across 3 counties. The network that dedicated thousands of hours to Clinton's email server now shrugs off potential security breaches, like they're discussing a change in the White House dinner menu. Secure communications for me, but not for thee, seems to be the new Fox motto. But the Signal defense is just one act in Fox's legal circus. Their real specialty is judge bashing, particularly targeting those who don't roll out the red carpet for Trump. Judge Beryl Howell, an Obama appointee, has been in their crosshairs repeatedly. Rather than discussing the actual legal issues at stake, Fox commentators question her impartiality, motives, and probably her choice of breakfast cereal. The DOJ lawyers working for Trump even tried removing Judge Howell from a case, citing supposedly biased comments, a move straight from the Fox playbook of attacking the referee when the game isn't going your way. It's litigation by character assassination. What's most telling about Fox's legal analysis isn't what they say, it's what they strategically avoid. Notice how their legal segments never seem to discuss the actual evidence against Trump. They'll talk about the judge's political donations from 15 years ago. They'll rant about how the case is politically motivated. They'll even debate courtroom fashion choices. But that pesky evidence, nah, let's not bother with that trivial detail. Fox has mastered the art of transforming a defendant into a victim. In their alternative legal universe, Trump isn't facing consequences for his actions. He's being persecuted by a shadowy cabal of deep state operatives who hate freedom and puppies. This isn't legal analysis, it's fan fiction with law books as props. The pattern is painfully obvious. When a legal development looks bad for Trump, Fox doesn't examine the facts. They change the subject, attack the prosecutor's haircut, question the judge's ancestry, maybe throw in a random story about a crime in a Democratic-run city. Anything to avoid the inconvenient reality that their favorite former president might actually have done something wrong. What's truly remarkable is how quickly Fox pivoted from law and order messaging to essentially arguing that laws are just suggestions when applied to certain people. The same network that wanted protesters locked up for jaywalking now argues that potential mishandling of government communications is no big deal. But perhaps the most telling example of this double standard is Bondi's full-throated defense of Signal despite security warnings from Trump's own team. It reveals that Fox isn't interested in consistent principles. They're interested in defending Trump regardless of how many logical pretzels they need to twist themselves into. So what have we learned? Fox News isn't practicing journalism. They're running a failing PR PR campaign for a client who keeps making their job harder. They're not telling Trump to stop lying. They're just asking him to lie more politely. That's the problem with propaganda. It falls apart when reality gets too obvious to spin. Don't fall for their desperate attempts at damage control. Remember how they used to worship the ground Trump walked on? Now they're sweating bullets trying to make his failures look like victories. The funniest part? Even they don't believe their own garbage anymore. Their panic mode tells us everything we need to know.